I like to pull back the curtain of other fighters. Let me see what you've got. You can huff and puff and be in the gym and be like, no, I've got it all and I'll do 12 rounds straight and da 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 da. Okay, let's find out.
Whilst you're getting mic'd up there, right? You carry on.
I'm not stopping, don't worry.
You do what you need to do, right? Because we've got a little present for you.
I hope you're pulling out some notes.
There's no money. But it could be worth more than money for you, mate, right? Because once we get this open, there you go. Right? You ready?
I'm ready. Oh, that's fresh, isn't it?
What do you think of that? There's a boatload of them there for you, mate. Front cover star of the Boxing News this month. Smells good, doesn't it?
Fresh out of the pack.
That,
fresh out of the pack. Freshly printed.
Get that. Hey, get that
there
frame.
You go.
From my point of view, when I speak to a lot of fighters, a lot of the journeys are similar with the start in boxing, starting at 8, 9, 10 years of age and what have you, going through the amateur rankings into the pro game and all that type of stuff. Obviously yours is very different, it's well documented. Putting on them gloves at 20 years of age, right, for the first time. And now obviously world champion. When along the way, as a pro, did you genuinely start to believe that you could achieve the things that you've achieved?
I think it was after the Simon Vallely fight. It was after I won the English title against Simon Vallely. I think I stopped him maybe in the 3rd round. I think that was the real kind of, not to say turning point, but real like, you know what, I belong here actually. Like I can shoulder to shoulder, I can compete. Like I can throw myself in the mix here seriously with these lot, because the history of him in terms of how much of a decorated amateur he was, and he went to, I think, Europeans won gold medal at whichever event. So he was well decorated and been around a long time, good pro as well, knew his way around the ring, boxed well and stuff. So once I beat him and stopped him, I thought, actually, you know what, like, because a lot, again, like you say, it's well documented, but a lot of the story just following me from when I first laced on a pair of professional gloves was obviously the whole white collar thing. And not to say it ever affected me, but it does sit in the back of your mind of going, oh, maybe actually these guys are just levels and levels and levels above me. But actually, I think I proved to everyone else and also myself on that night that actually I've closed the gap. Don't get me wrong, there's so much more to learn, there's so much more to do, even now. But that was the real point for me where I was like, actually, you know what, like, I can mix it with these lot, with or without the background, with or without the history, whatever else. I can shoulder to shoulder. I may have to do it a bit of a different way, grit, brute force it, whatever way, but I can do it.
Being honest with you, it hasn't shocked me, and that's why we work with him. You know, I totally understand why it shocked a lot of people, but we wouldn't have worked with him if we didn't think he was capable of these things. Not to say it always works out, but yeah, I was confident of the things that he was capable of doing.
He has a lot of good boxing attributes, very good boxing attributes. You don't become world champion without them. But do you think the thing that you're talking about now is the thing that sets him apart? That whatever goes on between his ears is the thing that sets him apart?
Yeah, I think mindset, bravery, committed. If we'll say, for example, we'll say to him, this person's more talented than you, naturally a better boxer than you.
Would you have that conversation with him?
Yeah,
okay.
Like if you asked him, tell me the conversation Ben told you before the Justice Hooney fight. I openly said to him, you're probably not going to win a round. However, and you're going to get battered in spells through this fight. I openly said that to him. However, as the fight goes on, these opportunities will present themselves. They might be risky, they might be firing back, but if you commit in that situation, it favours you. It's a risk, but it favours you, and it's a risk you have to take if you want to win the fight. If you ask him that, he'd say, yeah, Ben had that conversation with me, and he's got the balls to, okay, there's that situation, I'm going to commit there.
There's all sorts of heavyweight. And it just takes one shot. Can Hooney get up? I don't think he's going to make it. That is unbelievable.
I want to take you to the Justice Hooney fight, and I think everybody's seen, obviously, the in-corner conversations that those teams have with you at certain moments of the fight. I spoke to Ben a little earlier on today, and he said that even pre-fight, he was very honest with you with that particular fight. He said, this is what could happen, this is what might happen, but there will be moments along the way where there's a gap for you maybe to be able to go and do your thing, but yet you still go, yeah, go on, mate, we're still all in. I want to get inside that. Where does that mentality come from?
I guess blind faith. Like I've cultivated a team around me that I trust and believe in and rely on and lean on. And if they have faith, I have faith, kind of thing. It's a one of the other kind of relationship. And although just because the journey might be hard is not an excuse not to do it. For me, just because the fight might be hard is not an excuse not to do it, or just because I might not have it all my own way is not an excuse not to do it, because with every fight, all I'm doing is testing myself. I'm trying to make myself better. I'm trying to put myself in more uncomfortable situations, more uncomfortable than the last, and ask myself new questions and develop myself as a fighter with different styles and different scenarios, because I've done it earlier on in my career on a lower level, and I've seen how that can layer over and helps going forward. Like there's fights I've had in like Nathan Gorman, David Adelaide and things, and Fraser Clark, and there's layers in those fights that overlap, and there's knowledge I've picked up in that previous fight that I'm able to take to the next, and that's what's helped me get through. So I'm not gonna deviate away from someone just because I might not be like a squeaky clean performance, and it might not look perfect, and it might be a bit rough, and I might get a bit of kind of bad stick after because I didn't put on the greatest performance or whatever else. But I know in myself it's actually doing me way better in the long run because I've learned way more from that fight. And I think that's so starkly evident when you compare that performance to the Joseph Parker performance, and just how much I came along in a short space of time, and how much I was able to look at a fight and go, okay, we did this didn't work, we need to do this now. But without exposing yourself to it, I had a lot of these questions in the build-up to the Joseph Parker fight, and I was like, I'm actually a way better fighter because of that, because of a bad performance, because it exposed so many things in me that I'm actually able to obviously see and identify and go, we need to clean this up, which means that as a whole, I'm a way more polished fighter because I've self-identified those things, or as a team, we've identified those things. I haven't picked an easy touch, knocked someone out in a round or two and thought, oh, hey, I'm the big I am and I've got it all cracked and I've got it all sorted. I've exposed myself to a harder fight, tougher opponent, difficult situation, which has made me go, we need to clean up this, and then taking me into another fight and gone, actually, I'm way better than I would have been if I'd have just cleaned someone out in a couple of rounds.
Where does this go? Because he's broken every barrier. So where does this end up, mate?
I think he puts on a dominant performance against Daniel. I do believe it is a don't blink fight for both of them. You know, they both start, Fab starts very slow based on the mix, Daniel starts very fast, so I think it's going to be straight carnage from round one, I believe. I think if the way things are going, I think Fab puts on a dominant performance and does to Daniel what no one's done to Daniel. And I just think after that, the dream from about 3-4 years ago was Usyk, and if that can come off, you know, we're in a no-lose situation. We can go fight Usyk with, if we lose, we lost to a generational great. If we win, we've actually beaten someone who's an Olympic gold medalist, unified cruiserweight, unified world champion, and then what happens from there? We can run off to the sunset, and maybe join the circus.
No, we need to make a movie, mate, because this is actually better than Rocky Balboa.
As long as Danny DeVito doesn't play me, I think we'll be all right, yeah. We've already said who can be, and we can get Roland Gift for him, but yeah, as long as Danny DeVito don't blame me. Thank you very much, thank you.
You spoke earlier about, I want the toughest challenges. I want to be pushing myself. Is that why you've picked Daniel?
Yeah, I think that much is evident as well. I think I've never shied away from, at whatever stage of my career I was at, whatever was the next best test, I've always gone for. I've never gone, oh, let's just kind of, like again with this one, people were always going like, it's a voluntary. Why Daniel? Like, why are you voluntarily?
As a fan, thanks, mate.
Yeah.
I love it.
People are going like, why have you voluntarily picked this person? And I'm like, why not? And the reason being is also I wouldn't know. I would respect myself less because I would know that I have picked an opponent from a position of fear, of like, oh, let's just have an easy one here. And I may be able to blag it to you and blag it to the rest of the world and go, nah, he's a good opponent because he does this and that, and and I may be able to sell it to you all and maybe get you all to believe it as well. But when I go home and I'll lay down at night, I'll know that I picked it because I didn't want the bigger test, or I didn't want the harder go of it, or I didn't really want to get stuck into a hard fight, or I didn't want 12 Gordon rounds again, or I didn't want a massive puncher and the position where I could be in to get knocked out or whatever else. I will know that, like, that's not you, Fab. I'd lay there on my pillow and think, you're better than that. Like, you think that low of yourself. Like, really? Like, that's you? That's who you are?
Where does that come from? Where does that search for truth come from?
I'm not sure. It's a level of, which I guess you have to have in this sport, but it's a level of arrogance. And it's a level of, like, I like to, as you've seen in fights and things, I like to pull back the curtain of other fighters. Let me see what you've got. Let me see what, like, and also it exposes a bit of me as well when I'm asking myself a few questions, and let me see if I've got it. Because you can huff and puff and be in the gym and be like, no, I've got it all, and I'll do 12 rounds straight, and Okay, let's find out. And if I think that about myself, then let's find a good test, or the best test, or whoever it is, and then let me try and pull back the curtain on you as well, and really look at you in round 10, and look at you in the eyes, and really see if you want to be in it. Because there's little micro expressions and movements and things people do in fights where I can look at you and go, you don't want to be here. You would rather be anywhere than right here, right now. And it's a scent, you can almost smell it, I can feel it, and I'm like, I'm after you now, I'm coming for you.
You've said in the past that the sky's the limit. Nobody's going to doubt you now, mate, because of where you've taken it from. What is the sky for you? How far does this go? Because you've broken every single barrier. So where does it go?
It just keeps going up. Like I say, there's still some things to tick off. America, for example, Vegas, New York, and MGM, MSG, they're the next ones, big ones, going over there and having big fights. Don't get me wrong, I have a world title. There's still 3 others out there I want to go get a hold of as well. And there's still other great fighters out there that I want to test myself against, that I want to be in the ring against. So there's many, I've done some tremendous things, and if my career ended tomorrow, I'd be immensely proud of the list of milestones that I've ticked off. But there is still a long list ahead of me as well, which I'm just as ambitious to grab a hold of.
How much do you want to pit yourself against Usyk?
Honestly, it's such a motivating factor to be like, to look at him and think, I just think I can find a way. I think I can find a way where everyone else has come up short for one reason or another. I think I believe I can find a way. And that's what I've done everywhere else as well. In all these other fights, I've found a way to win. It's not gone right. It's not gone the right way, and I've not figured the right plan. I just think I can find something, because when I get you alone in the ring, it's just me and you, and all I'm doing is asking you questions every time, and I'm trying to see. And in no means will I ever think that it's an easy fight, or it's a comfortable fight, or something I can kind of skate through comfortably, or nor do I even think he has like a weak mentality or anything like that at all. But there's something about just me versus you in the ring on the night, and it's everything else evaporates. It doesn't matter. If I can find the slightest little crack to just slide a big shot into, or whichever else, then yeah, I just always feel like I can find a way, and that goes for him or any other opponent.
Well, the next one is Daniel. For those tuning in, what can they expect on May the 9th?
Look, I think Don't Blink is the perfect title for it. I think like we spoke a lot about the Justice Hooney fight, and I think and there's a lot of people in that moment blinking and missed kind of wait, what happened there? So yeah, look, keep your eyes peeled because fireworks, drama, excitement, it's all coming. I think everything that everyone is excited about when they first saw our two names put together, it will deliver. I'll ensure that much.
Go well, mate. Thanks for your time.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.